Imagine a night so cold, your breath freezes in the air. Outside, a blizzard rages. Inside, a Viking longhouse glows with warmth. How did they survive freezing nights? Without modern heaters, while the wind bites through the forests, these ancient warriors had a secret, something simple, something that could keep their homes warm for a full 24 hours. Tonight, we're uncovering the Viking trick that turned animal fat into a 24-hour room heater. Viking winters were brutal. Long, dark, and bone-chilling cold could last for months. Temperatures often dropped far below freezing. Snow blanketed the forests, and icy winds tore through villages. For the Vikings, staying warm wasn't a luxury, it was a matter of life and death. A poorly heated longhouse could mean frostbite, illness, or even death during the coldest nights. But the Vikings were resourceful. They didn't have modern heaters or stoves. Instead, they turned to the resources they had around them. And one of the most surprising was animal fat, thick, slow-burning, and abundant from their hunts and livestock. It became their secret weapon against the cold. From cows and pigs to seals and whales, every bit of fat had a purpose. Rendered and carefully prepared, it could be transformed into a heat source that burned steadily through the night. Imagine a single block of fat quietly radiating warmth, keeping an entire longhouse cozy for 24 hours, straight, no electricity, no wood pile, just pure ingenuity. In this video, we'll dive into exactly how the Vikings used this simple, yet brilliant method to survive the harshest winters Scandinavia had to offer. Ever wondered why animal fat was such a prized resource for the Vikings? The answer lies in its unique chemistry. Unlike wood, which burns fast and unevenly, fat burns slowly and steadily, producing a consistent, long-lasting heat. Think of it like a natural candle or an oil lamp. One carefully prepared block could radiate warmth for hours. Without needing constant attention, the Vikings didn't just use any fat. They relied on the types they could source from their environment. Cow fat, rich and dense, was perfect for indoor heating. Seal fat, harvested from coastal hunts, burned cleanly and produced a surprisingly high amount of heat. And whale blubber, often available in northern regions, was a powerhouse dense, slow to burn, and ideal for long winter nights. Rendering the fat properly was key. Raw fat could smoke and smell unpleasant, but once melted and purified, it became a smooth golden fuel. Vikings often poured it into clay or metal containers, shaping it into blocks or lamps that could burn safely inside their wooden longhouses, compared to a wood fire, which could flare unpredictably or die down quickly. Fat offered a controlled, reliable source of warmth. No constant stoking, no piles of logs, just steady heat lasting through the night. It was practical, efficient, and crucial for survival in the harsh Scandinavian winters. This simple resource turned their homes into cozy refuges, letting families eat, sleep, and work through freezing nights without fear of frostbite or illness. It wasn't magic, it was chemistry and ingenuity combined. Now that we know why fat burned so effectively, let's look at how the Vikings turned it into a reliable heating system. It all started with rendering melting raw animal fat over a low fire. This process separated pure fat from impurities, creating a smooth, golden liquid that could burn cleanly and steadily. Once rendered, the fat was poured into clay or metal containers, often shaped like small blocks or lamps. These containers weren't just for convenience, they controlled the burn rate, ensuring the heat lasted through the entire night. Too much exposed surface, and it would burn too fast. Too little, and it wouldn't provide enough warmth. Vikings mastered this balance through generations of trial and error. Families would place multiple fat blocks around their longhouses, strategically near sleeping areas or communal spaces. Imagine walking into a longhouse on a freezing night, the warm glow from several fat lamps filling the room, soft light reflecting off wooden walls, and the air cozy enough to cook, eat, and even play games. Stories and myths from the sagas hint at just how effective this method was. Some tales speak of entire longhouses staying warm overnight from a few carefully prepared blocks of seal or cow fat. It wasn't just about surviving it was about comfort, family, and life continuing despite the harsh winter outside by combining careful preparation with smart placement. The Vikings essentially created 24-hour heaters. Long before anyone dreamed of modern technology, it was ingenuity, survival, and a little bit of chemistry all working together. The use of animal fat for heating didn't just keep the Vikings warm, it shaped their entire daily life. With a steady, reliable heat source, long nights weren't just about surviving. They became opportunities for work, storytelling, crafting, and social gatherings. Imagine a longhouse glowing softly from fat lamps. Families could cook meals, carve tools, weave cloth, or teach children skills, all without worrying about a fire going out or filling the room with smoke. Children played indoors safely. Elders shared tales of hunts and battles, and the community stayed connected despite the icy darkness outside. Compared to other contemporary heating methods like wood stoves or peat fires, fat lamps were remarkably efficient. Wood could be scarce, messy, and smoky. Peat burned longer than wood. Fat, on the other hand, burned cleanly, steadily, and for hours with minimal effort, perfect for keeping longhouses comfortable through the night. This method also reflects Viking sustainability and resourcefulness. Nothing went to waste. Fat, that might otherwise have spoiled, was repurposed into warmth, maximizing the resources from every hunt or harvest. It wasn't just survival, it was smart living, making the harshest winters not only bearable, but manageable. In essence, animal fat didn't just heat rooms, it fueled a way of life, enabling Vikings to thrive in some of the coldest, harshest climates in Europe. Vikings didn't just survive the cold, they mastered it. Using something as simple as animal fat, they created 24-hour heat, keeping their homes warm, safe, and livable through the harshest winters. It was ingenuity born of necessity, a brilliant solution that combined chemistry, resourcefulness, and daily life. So next time you see a candle flickering softly, remember thousands of years ago, Vikings were already perfecting 24-hour warmth, long before modern heaters existed. If you enjoyed uncovering this Viking secret, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.